Chairman, please proceed.
Thank you. In this committee hearings, you wait to be recognized by the chairman. And you cannot speak if you're not recognized by the chairman. Kung kami nga, humihingi ng permiso eh.
Pwede ba kayo yung regulatory, kayo din mag-implement? Kayo yung executioner? Sige nga, attorney. Pwede ba yon? Exempted ang CMF sa buong sistema at saka organisasyon ng gobyerno? Sige nga.
Chair.
Parang gobyerno. Sobra pa kayo sa gobyerno.
Would you agree? O kung gusto mo, basahin ko yung batas.
I agree, sir.
Oh, yeah. Bakit nyo ginagawa? Alam nyo pala na hindi nyo dapat gawin eh. Bakit nyo ginagawa? Ang pakialaman ninyo, yung 5 days na official. Other than that, pabayaan nyo sila.
Yes,
May
Chairman.
interject?
Please proceed. Then after that,
The observation of the Honorable Flores is correct. Kasi you're going beyond the authority given you by law. Di ba? Would you agree? O kung gusto mo, basahin ko yung batas.
I agree, sir.
Oh, yeah. Bakit nyo ginagawa? Alam nyo pala na hindi nyo dapat gawin eh. Bakit nyo ginagawa? Because the law enumerates your functions as the head of the Bureau of Pilgrimage and Endowment. Tama? The law enumerates and one duty of yours is you should afford the pilgrims free choice of travel agencies and airlines or other means of transportation to and from the site of pilgrimage. Pero tatlo ang provision po nun. Would you know that?
Yes, sir. We have given the
Yes.
pilgrims, sir, free choice of
Yes.
travel agencies, airlines, as long as they comply with the flights being given by Saudi Arabia.
Yes, the schedule.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. There are 3 conditions to be met. So you should give them the free choice. Siguro, tama rin yung observation ni Honorable Adjong na ang pakialaman ninyo yung 5 days na official. Other than that, pabayaan nyo sila. Di ba? Eh kasi sinasakop nyo na yung halimbawa 2 weeks before the Hajj proper eh pati doon pinakikialaman ninyo eh. Kaya nagkakaroon ng problema. Di ba? But under the law, hanggang doon lang kayo eh. Enumerated by law yung trabaho ninyo as a bureau. Kaya doon, Juan, pag kayo nag-overreach o you go outside the bounds of your jurisdiction, eh makakagulo nga po talaga. And that is in relation to the queries of the Honorable Flores. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
But before somebody else will continue to interpret, you have the floor, attorney.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good afternoon po to all of our distinguished members of the Committee on Public Accounts and all other guests, sir. Sir, in the proper appreciation of the Hajj operation, sa amin po sa Bureau of Legal Affairs and I as the team leader of the Hajj legal team, also the chief drafter who collated all the inputs which eventually materialized into what we call the NCMF Hajj Operations Manual of 2023. One thing that we must bear in mind is that the Hajj operations, there are at least two laws which we have to consider for purposes of the Hajj operations. One, that is the Philippine law, and two, that is the law of Saudi Arabia, which is the so-called custodian of the two holy mosques. Meaning po, doon po dinadaos yung ating mga Hajj rituals. That being said, kada taon po ang Saudi Arabia ay naglalabas ng tinatawag na booklet of the regulating instructions for Hajj affairs. Nandito po nakalagay lahat ng mga guidance kung papaano yung how Hajj is being administered is to be done. Yes po, thank you po, in Saudi Arabia. From this booklet of the regulating instructions for Hajj affairs, kaya po mayroong mother contract na tinatawag. That mother contract is not actually contract per se within the technical sense of the word, but it is just a confirmation or agreement ng Philippine affairs offices all around the world, mga countries na nagpapadala ng mga Hajj missions. In our case, it is NCMF. So, doon po sa schedule of Mutawi fees na kada taon nire-release ni NCMF, balikan ko po yung sinabi kanina ng aming OIC Secretary. Nakalagay po dyan, tama po yun, yung tinatawag na mandatory Hajj fees. We have explained this po ito in our previous hearings. We can categorize the Hajj fees into two. One, Hajj or Mutawi fees into two. One, yung mandatory, that is that which is fixed by Saudi Arabia. And two, yung fees for the housing, transportation, as well as catering. That one is a fee na madedetermine po after makonclude yung procurement activities that will culminate into the signing of contracts. Now, ang tinatanong po kanina is ano yung legal basis natin dyan? Doon po sa mandatory Hajj fees, kaya po siya fixed ng Saudi Arabia at nakapagpadala po kami in fact sa Committee on Public Accounts, yung unang pinadala po namin, which is this one. It is annexed doon po sa...
Attorney, Mr. Chair, sorry to cut you off, Attorney. Ha? Wala na ho tayong pag-usapan sa mandatory. Just
okay.
give us the reason why do you need to extend or add another services?
Yes.
Why do you need to control the movements of the Hajj? But based on your law, in RI 9997, you only have to administer or taking care of the Hajj for 5 days during the actual Hajj. You tell me that.
Yes po.
Wag na ho tayo sa mandatory. Diretso ang tanong.
Okay po.
Answer the question directly. Since you want to answer the question, ayaw ni, you answer back. And what's the definition? Sabi nga ni Romeo, what basis do you have
Yes po.
to include another services or tanggalin ang kasi paiba-iba eh. And doon nagde-determine yung fees.
Yes po.
And by the way, I think even yung before the actual Hajj, kinukonsider niyo na tayo ng Mutawi fee.
Yes, sir.
You see? So pero if we go to the actual meaning of Mutawi fee, it's for the actual Hajj lang. Why do you include food, hotels? Kasi yung karamihan ho dyan, Mr. Chair, nagsha-shopping sila before the actual Hajj. Oh, totoo. So, yeah, tas yung hotel na binayaran nila, kaya pumipili. Tapos ngayon, dinagdag nila yung 3 meals a day. Hindi makaramihan ho dyan pag nag-pray ka ng Fajr, karamihan sa kanila, it's dawn. Matutulog uli. Tapos alam ko sa mga hotels, nagpo-provide ng breakfast hanggang 9 or 10 lang yan. What if nagising ng 11? So kung layo ng pupuntahan niya, tapos kailangan niyang bumalik, bakit di niyo na lang bitawan yon? Hayaan niyo silang kumain kung saan nila gustong kumain. Tapos ini-include yun sa Mutawif?
Yes, sir. Okay po.
Congressman Adjong, i-establish muna natin, no? Anyway, lalabas din sa committee report. Malinaw na yon. Now, question now is the mandatory, diba?
The mandatory Hajj fees po is fixed by Saudi Arabia.
Correct.
Because this...
Correct. What are the
Because,
question?
sir,
Ano ang laman nun? Dalawang item na, di ba? Passport,
Second one.
visa.
the mandatory Hajj fees po are as follows, and it is, ang basis po nito is yung nasa portal mismo. Hindi po mapaprocess yung visas without it. So, okay po. So, unified... Yes, Mr. Chair.
$4,050 US dollars. Is that the whole mandatory fee, di ba?
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry po, to correct lang po the understand, is this the same document po, Mr. Chair? Okay. The 2024. Ito pong 4,050 is not US dollar. This refers po to vaccine as well. Ang Hajj fees po is this one po sa itong total Hajj fees. For 2023, it's $3,564. For 2024, it's $3,360. So less than around $200 po. Kasi po if I may po Mr. Chair, ang kinokollect po ng NCMF is peso and dollar. Peso po yung
Whatever, pero ito bang vaccine is part of the mandatory fee?
no sir, part
Oh.
of mandatory.
Yun yung sinasabi ko. Etong dito, yung 2024 nyo is not all mandatory fees.
Yes sir,
Tama.
that's correct
So, yun
Mr.
yung
Chair.
protection ngayon na mga members of Congress, na mga sheikh, na lahat dito pinasok nyo na hindi lang yung mandatory fee. Kahit anong i-explain nyo pa, yun talagang sitwasyon, di ba? Tama?
If I may po Mr. Chair.
Hindi, tanongin kita diretso, yes or no? This 4,050 is not all mandatory fees.
No Mr. Chair, 4,050 pesos po siya, vaccine fees. Vaccine and
And then yung
3,360 po, mandatory Hajj fees ng Saudi Arabia. Mandatory po kasi yung tawag nila doon. Yung sa housing po, Mr. Chair, so I will cut short na lang po. Since established na po na fixed ni Saudi Arabia yung mga mandatory Hajj fees kasi si Saudi Arabia po ang nagpo-provide ng services. Yung housing, housing and catering is not being provided by Saudi Arabia because under the booklet of the regulating instruction for Hajj affairs issued by the Saudi Arabia government, it provides that those services are to be provided via contracts. If I may read po.
That is
wala tayong problema doon ba yung contract? Sa ilang ba magkontrata kayo sa kanila? Kayo mismo?
Silang nagkukontrata.
Kayo nagkukontrata. Sinabi ko
Yes,
na kanina,
Mr.
Tony.
Chair.
Your mandate is only to regulate.
Mr. Chair, if I may
Sandali.
po,
Do you agree with me or not?
I will have to
Ano nga, I will
respectfully
not?
disagree, Mr. Chair.
Oh, why? Show me that you have the mandate na hindi lang regulatory. Sige nga, ano provision?
Pa-
Hindi, provision.
Yes, Mr. Chair, RA
Given that those
9997
my
po.
opinion, please, cite that provision.
Okay po. The provision po was cited earlier by the Honorable Congressman Romeo Acop, yung pong sa collection ng mutawi fees, which is allowed by the law. Those mutawi fees are to
Sabi
be
na natin
spent
yung,
po.
pero yung Montawi fees, ito yon, di ba? Malinaw na yung kanina. But you are not, pwede ba kayo yung regulatory, kayo din mag-implement? Kayo yung executioner? Sige nga, attorney. Pwede ba yon? Exempted ang CMF sa buong sistema at saka organisasyon ng gobyerno? Sige nga.
Mr. Chair.
Parang gobyerno. Sobra pa kayo sa gobyerno.
Mr. Chair.
Di ba? It cannot be done.
Mr. Chair.
Kasi you argue, now, ang question is, again, ano ba, regulatory kayo o you're functioning two functions? Based on your mandate. Para malinaw kasi ganito yan. Mr. Chairman, honorable members, ganito kasi yan eh. Pag hindi tayo dito ma-resolve, attorney, after this 2024 na Hajj, kaso ulit kayo, sigurado. Kasi under our mandate din, magpapalabas kami ng committee report. And if agencies involved in that particular committee report, lalo na ang Malacanang, favors us, kaso ulit kayo.
Mr. Chair.
Paulit-ulit na tayo dito eh. Lagi yung depensa ganun.
Mr.
You're
Chair.
not an implementing agency.
If I may, Mr. Chair. Yes po.
Do you still stand?
Mr. Chair, I would like to apologize. The question asked earlier po was that yung about po doon sa
No,
kinokolekta
my question
namin.
is, are
But,
you
Mr.
a
Chair.
regulatory body or
As to that, Mr.
Preparing
Chair, I would defer to the better judgment of the Honorable Committee on Public Accounts, Mr. Chair.
kanina? O sige, Chairman Acop.
Mr.
Hindi,
Chair.
kasi ginugulo natin dito eh. Isa lang pwede. Ay, sa sinabi ko na hindi pwede, dalawang tama, dalawang mali. Isa lang dapat, mali ako o mali ka. Ganun lang yun.
Sorry.
Chairman, please proceed.
Thank you. In this committee hearings, you wait to be recognized by the chairman. And you cannot speak if you're not recognized by the chairman. Kung kami nga, humihingi ng permiso eh. Siguro, Commissioner Mastura, you should learn that. Yes. Panyera, sabi mo kanina, meron kayong mandatory fees. At saka ano yung pangalawa?
Part po ng Mutawi fees, yung fees for the housing in Makkah, Medina, and Mashair, which is the holy site
Yun yung
po.
hindi mandatory.
Within the contemplation of booklet of regulations po, it is deemed mandatory. Yung term po na
Kaninong
mandatory,
booklet yun?
issued po by the Saudi government. If I may read po in verbatim the content, but we will furnish po the
Pakisabit na lang pati yung communication, itong 2023-2024 Hajj. Pakisabit na lang po yung from Saudi Arabian government
yes
to the
po,
Philippines.
Mr. Chair.